Understanding inflation. A simple explanation. Inflation is like a silent thief. It steals the value of your money over time. Imagine you could buy a loaf of bread for 10 cedis last year. Today, that same bread might cost you 15 cedis. That's inflation. Your money buys less than it used to. Inflation is measured by how much prices increase over a certain period. For example, if the price of goods and services goes up by 10% in a year, we say inflation is 10%. This means your money is losing its purchasing power. There are many causes of inflation. Sometimes it's driven by global factors like rising oil prices. Other times it's caused by domestic issues like government spending or supply chain disruptions. Whatever the cause, inflation affects everyone. It erodes savings, makes it harder to plan for the future, and can lead to social unrest. The perfect storm causes of Ghana's inflation crisis. Ghana is currently facing its worst inflation crisis in decades. The inflation rate has soared to over 40%, pushing millions of Ghanaians into poverty. Several factors have contributed to this perfect storm. Global supply chain disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine have led to shortages and price hikes for essential goods.
Ghana is also heavily reliant on imports, particularly fuel. The rising cost of oil on the global market has significantly increased transportation and production costs, further fueling inflation. Domestic factors have also played a role. Government spending, particularly on subsidies and social programs, has increased the money supply, leading to a depreciation of the Ghanaian cedi. This combination of global and domestic factors has created a perfect storm, leading to Ghana's current inflation crisis.
Empty plates and tight budgets. The impact on Ghanaians. The impact of inflation on ordinary Ghanaians is devastating. Food prices have skyrocketed, making it difficult for families to afford basic necessities.
The cost of transportation has also increased dramatically, making it expensive for people to get to work or school. Many Ghanaians are struggling to make ends meet, and the situation is pushing more people into poverty. The rising cost of living is also impacting businesses. Many small and medium-sized enterprises are struggling to cope with rising input costs and declining consumer spending. This is leading to job losses and further economic hardship. The inflation crisis is also exacerbating existing inequalities. The poorest and most vulnerable Ghanaians are being hit the hardest, as they spend a larger proportion of their income on food and other essentials.
Section 4. Fighting back. The government's response to inflation. The Ghanaian government has taken several measures to combat inflation.
Monetary policy tightening. The Bank of Ghana has raised interest rates. Higher interest rates make it more expensive to borrow money.
Fiscal consolidation. The government plans to reduce spending and increase revenue. This aims to stabilize the economy.
Social interventions. Programs to cushion the impact on vulnerable households. These include cash transfers and food distribution.
Import substitution. Promoting local production to reduce reliance on foreign goods. This involves incentives to local businesses and promoting made-in-Ghana products. Section 5. Ghanaian resilience, local solutions, and entrepreneurship. Despite the challenging economic climate, Ghanaians are demonstrating remarkable resilience and innovation in finding solutions to cope with inflation.
Local communities are coming together to support each other through initiatives like community gardens and food banks. These initiatives promote self-sufficiency and provide access to affordable food for vulnerable households.
Ghanaian entrepreneurs are also stepping up to provide innovative solutions to address the challenges posed by inflation. For example, some entrepreneurs are developing mobile apps that help consumers compare prices and find the best deals on essential goods.
Others are creating online platforms that connect farmers directly to consumers, cutting out middlemen and reducing the cost of food. These initiatives demonstrate the power of local innovation in mitigating the effects of economic hardship.
Section 6. Navigating the storm practical tips for consumers. While the government addresses inflation, consumers can take practical steps to navigate these times.
Budget wisely. Track your spending and identify areas to cut back. Prioritize essential expenses and reduce non-essential spending.
Shop smart. Compare prices to find the best deals. Buy in bulk for essential items to save money.
Explore alternatives. Look for cheaper brands and products. Switch to locally produced goods, often more affordable.
Grow your own food. Save money and ensure fresh produce. Support local businesses. Buy from local vendors to support the economy.